I needed a break and we needed a video. I thought I'd first do the how much did I pay for the roof video. Spoiler alert, it's not what I expected. Test 1 2 1 2 test. As soon as you start talking, the wind comes up. It's so funny. It's probably only because I notice it now. But I have my mic, so we should be fine. Are we fine? I'm fine. Although these ridge tiles are still not in. We have quite something to go through here, so sit back, relax and enjoy the information. So, I'm gonna do it in the order that the roof was built up. That was most easy for me. So we're gonna start with the wood. So we have all different kinds of wood that we used for the roof. And now that I'm sitting here, I'm seeing that we forgot the battens. Mainly I forgot the battens here on my list. I'll find that out before we get there. Wood. We're starting with the big beams, the one that was here in the garden for a long time. We used the first one on that part of the roof already. That was 8 meters. The one we used here, we needed only 11 meters. But they come in 13.5 meters size. So I left this one a little bit longer. I think like a meter I cut off. And there is one cross beam and one standing up supporting beam. So these I bought together with the rafters. But the big beams are laminated wood, what means that it's sort of layered from smaller planks that are hooked into each other. And the rafters are solid wood. The price back then, in 2021, was about €800 per square meter for the normal wood, per cubic meter, and 600 per cubic meter for the laminated wood. Wood is calculated in cubic meters. I didn't know that before I came to Portugal. I don't know if they do that in other European countries also, but here in Portugal they do it with the cubic meters. I also saw this on another invoice that I got from the wood shop in Castello. Both this laminated and normal wood were Northern European, I believe it's called spruce in English. It's like the same as a Pinero, only then in Northern Europe. And this has the advantage that apparently the bugs here don't like the Northern European pine, but they do love the Portuguese and also like the French pine. So that's why I opted for this Northern European pine wood, spruce wood. But eventually the decking I put on is French pine, so that needed to be treated to prevent bugs from eating it very fast. Back to the beams. So the big beams in total were like €900. So these beams were 24 by 16 centimeters. And then the total length would have been about 31 meters. So that costed €900. And the rafters, I needed 47 in total. But I bought these in 2 times because maybe you remember I cut all this side of the roof, the first part of the roof that we did. I cut the rafters in the wrong way, but I didn't have enough to begin with. They average out at €27, but in 2021 they were only €26, and in 2022, when I bought the rest, they were already risen to €29 a piece. This is also calculated normally with the cubic meters, but this would give you a little bit more of an accurate view. So one rafter costed on average like 27 euros. And we needed 74. Eventually I ordered a little bit more, but I won't calculate them. That was in total €2,100 for all the rafters. So the big constructions part of the wood was 3,000 in total. Yeah, then we started to put on the it's paneling officially. It's called lambrim in Portuguese. I used it as decking. This has a really big price increase. So back in 2021 I paid €6.50 per square meter. I bought 73 packs back then. I made a little bit of miscalculation because I didn't calculate the overhang of the roof. I only calculated 128 square meters, exactly the wall size. So that was one mistake we made on the roof. And we used some on the Mini, but I deducted those because they don't belong to this roof project. So the first 73 packs we bought at €6.45 per square meter. And in 2023 we paid €11 per square meter. Double the price. But I only needed 10 packs the second time. So in total that was €1,134 in roof decking. But that isn't all for the roof decking, because it also needed the treatment. So I choose for a very cheap product, Nil Zone. And this was cheapest at Sofrages. It's like a builder's store where most builders also go to get their materials. Some things can be cheaper there, but other things can be more expensive. Bought 6 big bottles of 20 liters for €86 a piece. And to be fair, we used a little bit too much when we were like treating it. This could have been done probably a little bit more efficient. That costed in total €502. If you want to see a comparison between the different prices in the different stores, I have another video that's I think already from 2001, from season 1, and there I do a comparison. I'll link it up here. But keep in mind the prices have increased a lot. I'll show you some more samples in a bit. So actually the Nil Zone was the same price compared to 2 years ago, because I needed to buy some extra because we used it also on the Mini and we used a little bit too much. So strangely enough that was still the same price, but something I didn't calculate in the original budget for decking for the roof, for instance. Then we have the insulation. I also bought this at Sofrages, mainly because they had bigger rolls there. They also have the same insulation at Maxmat, and it was cheaper also at Sofrages, but I mainly wanted like bigger rolls. This cost €2.10 per meter, and I made the mistake here that thinking that the roll was 150, that it was for every meter on the roll, but it's €2.10 per square meter, and so one roll has 60 square meter on it, and I thought one roll had 60 meters on it. That didn't really matter because I ordered for 140 square meters. But another mistake I made there. I'm gonna make another video about all the mistakes I made for the roof and what I would have done different. If you want to see that video, let me know in the comments. I'll give you this one for the insulation because I didn't calculate. I also want to make it as a water barrier, so they needed sort of overlap. And when I calculated the total stretch of the roof, I accounted for exactly 3 layers, 2 layers on each side and then one covering layer to go on the top. And because I needed a little bit, also because of the overhang, that's also another 15 centimeters. But because I needed the overlap, I ended up using 3 on that side and 3 on that side. That was in total €362 in insulation, and then we still need the battens, so I'm gonna need to walk down for that. So my total price is also not correct. But what I also did is I put one whole row of bricks on the wall, mostly to get it level. Yeah, those prices are not that high for all the stuff, the sand, the cement and the bricks, the tijolos, the hollow bricks. It was €280. But basically that is also work that needed to be done for the roof. And then we needed a lot of screws and nails. And I brought this all from Holland. Hey! I brought like 3 pallets from Holland. So I didn't have to pay for that here in Portugal. But I did pay, of course, for those pallets with screws. That was only 80 euros for a lot, like hundreds of kilos. But then you have to calculate that you also have to bring them to Portugal, and that will cost gas and stuff like that. So, but I did a little bit of a rough calculation and I came to like 300 something. So let's say 350 euros in nails and screws. And that then also includes the brackets that I used, the metal brackets, to fix the 2 beams together. Why the beams are not connected at the top? This is also going to be in the what I would have done different video. Oh yeah, a very important part, of course. I would almost forget the tiles. That was not the most expensive part, but I think it's the part where I even with the pillow, this is not a good place to sit. But I think I saved a lot on this this purchase because I got the roof tiles at the local construction yard here. And all over Portugal you have local construction yards, and we have here one in Sazeres. And so I went there with Paulo like 2 years ago, and then we ordered it at his place. After that I just let a Portuguese person call him to order my stuff. I actually ordered 1820 roof tiles. So I made the calculation for how much roof tiles I need on the roof, and then it appeared to be common to put 10% extra because you have cuts and things that break and stuff like this. So that ended me for 1820 roof tiles. These were about 6 pallets. And these are only the normal tiles, and they costed 52 cents a piece. But wait, it gets interesting. So that was 940 euros in total. And then I needed the ridge beams, the ridge tiles, 50 pieces. I still don't know if it's enough because it's not finished. But I think it is. And those costed, I don't have that, but in total it was 1008. So that was like 68 euros for the ridge tiles. And then the total for all the tiles is 1008. So what you can see also in this comparison video is I did some research before I bought the tiles, and I paid 52 cents including IVA. All the prices are including IVA. And at that same moment at Maxmat, for instance, where they were the cheapest in the DIY store, you would pay 78 cents a piece. So yeah, I saved there, what is it, 26 cents per roof tile. Now, times 1820. Basically it would have costed a couple of €100 more. But what is interesting is that the roof tiles at Maxmat, for instance, I looked them up today, €1.29 a piece. And in 2021 they were, what did I say, 78. So that's a really big price increase. And also I looked up for the local construction yard. I don't have accurate prices for tiles, but if I look, for instance, at the cement we use to up the wall, in 2021 it costed €3.20, in 2022 €4.20, and in 2023 €4.70. So it increased 30% from 2001 to 2002, and then another 10% in the last year. This was not the case for sand and for the bricks, the tijolos. They only increased 10% from 2001 to 2002. But I can imagine they also increased another 10% in the last year. But I don't have an accurate price for that. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I'm a Dutch guy, but we Dutch people normally shop around and find the cheapest prices everywhere. So I did a good job on that, and that would also be my advice to you. Because, for instance, if I now look at the price for cement at the local construction yard, we said €4.70, and at the Maxmat at the moment it's only €4.15. It's all including IVA. So yeah, in this case the local construction yard can be more expensive on some kinds of things also. This is of course because companies like Maxmat, they operate in multiple countries and they can buy like big volumes and stuff. And João Rui from the local construction yard, he's a little smaller. But I would always like, unless it's really a price difference, although I'm a cheap Dutchman, I also like to support local economy. So for me, all these big companies, I rather buy it at a local shop if I know where to buy it. And if it's not so much price difference, then I'll just buy it there to also support the local economy. So yeah, there are, but I think everybody already knew that, the last couple of years, major price increases in materials, and not only in Portugal. It does seem to stabilize a little bit the last year, months. So yeah, no idea where that goes, so shop around. We still need the price for the battens. I'll be right back. Dark cloud above. Wait a second. The battens.
Two hours later.
Yes, I'm back. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with the total price of the roof, but I forgot the battens. So I'm a little less pleasantly surprised. Although it's still on the pleasant side. Battens. The first wood I ordered for the framing, like the rafters and the ridge beams, the same guy sold me some battens. At this moment I have no idea where I can find the price, what I paid for that. But if I take the price of battens now, and I bought most in the last 9 months, at Maxmat they are €21 for 12 pieces. Then I needed 50 packs. So 50 times 22 euros, €1,085 in battens. I didn't expect that. It's a Portuguese pine. It is treated though, so they shouldn't be eaten. I have no idea how this works for these battens. These are called autoclave, and it's like it gives the green stuff on your fingers mainly when you handle them. And this is prevention from, maybe it's only from rotting. I should have looked that up. But if you have wood that Portuguese pine, it needs to be treated every 7 years, the Portuguese say. So the decking that I have, on the inside at least, I need to treat it every 7 years. So I probably end up treating also the Northern European pine, because that's much easier. Interesting to know about these battens. If I made a mistake there, I'll put it in the mistakes video. So yeah, €3,000 for the framing, the decking 1134, nail zone treatment 502, insulation 362, upping the wall 280, nails and screws and the metal brackets 350, telhas, the tiles 1008, and the battens 1085. That's more than the tiles. So that brings the total of the whole roof at €7,721. Now for all the materials together, that doesn't seem like a lot to me. I know in Holland that it's a lot more expensive. For instance, 2 years ago the roof tiles were already at the price that they are here now. They were like €1.30 or €1.50 a piece. But I put in a budget of €5,500 for the roof at the moment before I even started the project. So yeah, with all the increasing material prices, it would have been logical already that it would have been a little more expensive. But I would have thought that it would have costed even more than this. Because yeah, all the extra things like the nil zone that I needed to buy extra, I needed to buy extra rafters and stuff like this. So I would have thought it would have been more. I was before I put the battens in, it was 6,600. So that sounded even better to me. But the 7,700, I don't think it's really really a bad price. Now I did all the labor myself, so if you would hire a Portuguese builder, it would have come to a lot more probably. I should ask a builder what he would have charged for this. If I find that out, then I'll put it also in the things I should have done different video. I still would have done it myself, but it would be one of the things that could have been done different. It costed me a lot of time though. If I would have spent this time working behind the computer, I would have made a lot more than the builder would have cost. But I don't want to sit behind my computer all the time anymore. So yeah, still pleasantly surprised with that. Now one thing I didn't calculate in this was the tools, for instance. I bought some more tools. I also bought new tools that got forced up in Portugal. But for instance, scaffolding I never had. If you want scaffolding, still you can best go to the brico-maché and probably wait until they have an annoncia, like a sale on it. I bought them for €90 a piece and I bought 2. But I'm not including these costs in the total costs of the roof. So yeah, what do you think? €7,721. And a lot of hard work. And I'm not there yet. So in the next video you'll see me plowing on this last part of the roof. Probably. Because if it starts raining again, then I can do nothing on the roof. And then I'll probably start something inside already. Because I'm not going to sit here in the rain doing the ridge tiles. So you'll have to wait and see about that. But for now, that was the price of the roof. See you all in the next one. Bye. Maybe should have made a roof terrace here. We're gonna get a roof terrace there, eventually, on the shed. See you on the next one.